All right, Raider Nation, let's do it.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year. Touchdown Raiders! And traffic is picked off by Robert Spillane. Jeff Jones! Amazing. Yeah, let's go, Black Woman! To the back and he caught there for the touchdown! And drilled from behind! Ball's out! Big man running!
This is a great opportunity for us to come home in front of our family, fans, Raider Nation, the Black Hole.
Raiders! Yeah, damn right.
What is up, Raider Nation? Welcome to this episode of JRB Live, Just Raiders Baby Podcast, Black Monday edition. Salute to the nation out there. Salute to everybody watching. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight and discussing this Black Friday. We got some things to talk about, y'all. Really quick, before I start diving in to the show, if you guys are new, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys go ahead and check in and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to go ahead and get to 250 subscribers. Currently at 102, so make sure you guys go ahead and tap in, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. I'll be dropping shows like this where it's not planned. Sometimes it's random. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Obviously, also, I drop shorts. So make sure you guys are tapping into that. Check those out. They're fucking hilarious. But sometimes I'll just go ahead and do some shorts on like Shadur, Cam, or whatever is in the news. So make sure you guys are tuning in and staying up to date on that. And hit that like and subscribe button for sure, 100%. But yes, we do have some things that we got to talk about, y'all. Obviously, today is Black Monday, and I think we have had our questions answered onto the question that we've been talking about basically, I don't know, for the last probably month and a half or 2 months almost. Is AP going to stay or go this offseason? And it looks like most likely he is staying for the 2025 season. As y'all know, he had that presser earlier today, and there was a lot of things that he talked about in that presser that made it seem that most likely he was going to go ahead and be a part of the Raiders' decision-making and part of the organization in this offseason, moving into the next season in 2025. Basically, I don't see him doing the pressure like this if he wasn't going to go ahead and stick around. You never know. I mean, obviously, wilder shit has happened, but it would be kind of weird and kind of a slap to the face of AP if they come around and fire his ass 2 weeks later or at the end of the week. But at least for right now, the whole talk on the way that we're going to go ahead and make the decision making with the coaching staff, with the players, it looks like he's going to go ahead and be staying on for 2025 in this offseason. And I've been saying that for the last 2 months now, 2.5 months since this whole fire AP rumor started. I was honest with y'all. I said if he has a 2-15 record, 3-14, it's going to be very hard for the Raiders to go ahead and make a case for him to go ahead and stay on. With 4-13 makes it a little bit better. Obviously, still a failure of a season, still a terrible record nonetheless. But having it be his first full rookie year, with not having a whole team put together for him, having all these injuries that came up throughout the season, where 3/4 of your starters literally on IR, it's hard to put wins together. And I'm glad that at least the Raider organization is kind of seeing that. Um, the thing here now moving forward is to put that team together going into this offseason, a competitive team that we can go ahead and build a future on, right? But you guys let me know your thoughts on this. Obviously, this is a big hot topic here, and I want to know your guys' opinion, whether you think they should still fire AP or you're glad he's staying. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. As always, chat lives do matter. And really quick, I do want to hit that up. Salute to Pigs. AP certainly gave the impression that he's looking towards the future of the Raiders. And that's if a guy knows he's gonna get shit canned, he's not gonna talk like he's gonna be a part of that decision making process. Moving forward in any kind of capacity. So that's where we're getting that inclination that most likely he's gonna go ahead and stay on. If they really were the intent was to really to get rid of him, they wouldn't have had AP wouldn't have had called that conference. It would have been somebody else. It would have been Telesco, Davis, Raider PR, whoever, right, to go ahead and make that announcement. But it was AP who came on, talked about a couple of things. Honestly, there was really no continuity or clear or purpose for that meeting. Most likely, aside from the fact that they just wanted to kind of put it out there that they're not going to part ways with them. That's why he's calling that press conference. So, salute to FBA, to G Code. AP doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence. If he doesn't hire a good OC, we're not content. We're not contending next year, no matter who our QB is. I agree with you 100% for that. We do need to go ahead and get a good hire on that offensive coordinator position. That might be something where he definitely needs to go ahead and be a part of, because that's what he's going to be working with for the next season. That's who's really going to go ahead and help him put that team together. That offensive coordinator is going to be involved in that draft no matter what. So definitely, I think he should have a hand in it and he should have a say in it. Most likely Telesco will definitely be part of that hiring process. Most likely probably Brady will be behind the scenes as well, consulting. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, whoever they decide to go ahead and bring on needs to be able to go ahead and basically rebuild this offense in a manner of speaking, right? And then two, whoever we draft that quarterback, they're going to have to go ahead and be able to create something around them and nurture that guy to go ahead and have them be our guy either this next season or the following season if they decide to go ahead and sit this in 2025. So we'll see. But Joseph, salute. Stop with the coaching and OC with the lack of talent at QB and running back, along with the O line. That also needs more talent. This is a direct result of lack of drafting in the past two coaches and GMs. So I don't know, man. I mean, nonetheless, we still need a coordinator, man. No two ways about it. Whether it's going to be Turner or it's going to be somebody else, most likely it's probably going to be somebody else. I don't see the Turner sticking around, but obviously I wasn't real fan of Telesco to begin with. Luckily his 3 top picks panned out, but we failed to go ahead and get a quarterback at the draft, and that was something that was pretty important to AP. It looked like it was important to Davis, and that didn't pan out for whatever reason, whether it would be because nobody wanted to go ahead and trade up or the offer wasn't good enough to go ahead and make that trade, right? But either way, the message kind of has been clear now from that front office that they want a quarterback. They want a franchise quarterback for the future. Being at 6 does give you some options. Like I said on the show the other day, the team that you're going to really gonna have to go after and make that deal is with Cleveland. Cleveland's going to be the one that you're going to go ahead and make that deal. If you don't, most likely Tennessee and the Giants are going to go ahead and snatch up Cam and Shador, right? We're going to have to go ahead and go back to a second round to go ahead and draft a possible quarterback. So, but still need to go ahead and fill in that OC spot. Pig says, I'm hoping for Frank Smith out of Miami, and we'll talk about some people right now in a bit about who could be possible offensive coordinator candidates. Obviously, there is another side to this news as well. As y'all know, Patrick Graham didn't re-sign his extension, so he is a free agent. He's technically not the defensive coordinator of the Raiders. Obviously, they're probably going to go ahead and try to get him back as a defensive coordinator, but you never know. You don't know really what Patrick Graham's intentions are. It looks like his mind is kind of trying to get a head coaching gig this next coming year. So most likely probably head into that direction, but you never know. Money talks. Sometimes things get swayed that way. So we'll see what happens. G Code, we need to go ahead and look at college OC, younger QB coaches. We need to hire our Ben Johnson. I know that sounds far-fetched, but we need prolific offense. I agree 100%. I got some names for you. I'll go ahead and go over that in just a bit. Ben Johnson, I know you said our Ben Johnson. I'm glad you said that because most likely Ben Johnson will not come to the Raiders, especially with that situation going on in Detroit. They have a great thing going on. Literally just whooped the shit out of the Vikings last night, and they are a real contender in that NFC. So I don't think if he decides to go ahead and move on from the Lions, it's going to be for a head coaching gig. I don't think he's going to go to a team like ours where there's literally a lot of work that needs to be done with really no say in it. He's going to want to go ahead and go to some place where he can go ahead and put in his own system, get in his own guys, and really take over and put a team together in his image and his way. And that probably will not happen with the Raiders. You have Telesco, now you have AP. They're going to firmly stay in control. So whoever comes in, they're going to have to accept that fact, right? Salute to Tyler. Appreciate you watching, brother. I am glad we're having some stability. Hopefully, players still buying into AP. They are. I don't know if you guys watched some of the post game from the Raiders. Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers gave praise to AP for the season and keeping them together and really buying into the message that he was selling in the locker room, to keep playing hard, to not give up, to try to go ahead and go for wins. And that really resonated with the team. So he hasn't lost the locker room, as you saw. These guys still play hard all 4 quarters. So I think, at least in that aspect, on the continuity aspect, it's a really good thing. They don't have to go ahead and get used to a new face coming in and rechanging everything that um, that they've known for the last year and a half now, right? So obviously we'll see. But again, if you guys are watching, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys going ahead and tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. As always, make sure you guys go ahead and check in, tap in, turn on your notifications, and make sure you guys be checking in on these live shows that we're doing. But let me go ahead and go back to the chat, take a few more questions before we go into the next topic here. But G Code, let me go into Camilla. Do not trade up for any of these quarterbacks. They are not good. If this was a year of the quarterbacks, these two would be second round picks. Go with best player available. You sound like my buddy Jeff. I'm pretty sure you follow him, but I mean, you got Cam and you got Shador. These guys are the best in this draft class. Don't know how they would do in last year's draft class. Maybe they would not be in that first round. I think they would. They probably would fare lower in that first round draft class from last year. But this is what we have for this year, right? So we know that the Giants are definitely going to go for a quarterback. Most likely that's going to either be Cam or Shador. Tennessee are most likely going to go for a quarterback. I think they had Pickett. I think they had Levis this season. I'm not really sure. But that situation there, they're kind of in the same boat that we are. So they are going to be going for quarterback. So like I said, Cleveland is going to be the one that we make that deal with to go ahead and try to grab a quarterback at number 2. So whoever Tennessee decides to go ahead and draft at 1, we're going to be number 2 to go ahead and snatch them up if we make that deal. Now, we can always choose not to. We can always hang back. We can always go ahead and draft either defensive player. Abdul Carter has been thrown out there. I've said T-Mac from Arizona. We need a wide receiver. We need a tall one. He's going to be a good guy to go ahead and grab after Travis Hunter. But, this is all depends on what Telesco likes to do, right? He is not an aggressive type of GM during the draft. That's not his MO. He likes to play it safe, play conservative. He's very methodical with his picks, and he will pick carefully. Most likely he'll do that best player available. That's his style. But Mark wants his quarterback. Tom wants a quarterback. So Brady wants a quarterback. So if that's the scenario, then that's what he's going to have to go ahead and do. He's going to have to go ahead and be aggressive. He's going to have to go up in the draft order to go ahead and try to make a deal with Cleveland. You could go ahead and try to see if you can get Tennessee to bite, but you're going to give up a lot to do that. Shout out to my guy, Rundown. I appreciate you, brother, for tuning in. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. G-Code, either we singing for the fences or we're going to suck this, or we're going to suck. It's Super Bowl or nothing. You got, if you're going to go for a quarterback, you're going to go all in, right? So we'll see what kind of deal that Telus can go ahead and do. And obviously, you're going to not try to sell the farm as much as you can. But if your true intention is to get that quarterback, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do, right? So we'll see what's up. But salute to Sacktown Raider Mike. Appreciate you for watching, brother. My guy, LB Raider 10, as always, appreciate you, brother. He is my co-host on Wednesday night show, The Raider Connection. Make sure you guys are tapping into that. We go on every damn Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. And then we're going to be covering off season. Obviously, this is going to be one of the topics that we go ahead and hit on Wednesday night. So make sure you guys are tapping in. Like always, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But let's go ahead and go into the next topic. Obviously, now that we kind of know that most likely that AP will go ahead and stay, unless something else changes from now to literally the draft or even past that. But I don't see them parting ways from AP in the next 2 weeks after he did this presser day. But like I said, stranger things have happened. But the other question is, who will we get as far as offensive coordinator candidates, right? So I wanted to go ahead and touch base on this because this will most likely be a vacancy in the next coming weeks. I don't see Scott Turner and Norv Turner sticking around with the Raiders for next season, and that means that we're going to be out actively looking for an offensive coordinator. So, what is that going to look like? There's a couple candidates that come up to mind. There's a couple guys that I've come up with myself as well. We had Ben Johnson, but that ship is most likely had sailed. Dable, we had talked about Dable, but Dable's going to go most likely stay in New York. They're not parting ways with him, so if there's a parting of ways, it's going to be on his end, and I doubt that happens. But if we decide to go ahead and start really considering offensive coordinators, Ryan Grubb from the Seahawks will be one of those people. You also have Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak was actually really looked at by AP in this past offseason. New Orleans ended up snatching him up, but the way that their season ended with their injuries, he might become available. So that might be somebody that we look into. You have Chip Kelly over at Ohio State. And I think G Code was the one who said about the collegiate level. That's going to be one of the guys we definitely want to go ahead and look at. If we get any type of offensive coordinator, we're going to have to do this in a very smart and strategic manner. That being either we're going to try to snag somebody from a playoff team or somebody from the collegiate level. Most likely somebody who is playing in the college playoffs currently, right? Hence Chip Kelly. Definitely a viable option. They're doing damn thing. Obviously, they're a contender for the national championship, moving up, I believe, to the semis. So they're doing the damn thing. So he'll be a definitely possible person that we can go ahead and consider. Obviously, Bobby Sowick is another person that I mentioned before in the past. He might be somebody that we go ahead and look at, in after the playoffs are over or whenever he's done with his playoffs. If he ends up moving on from the Chargers or gets eliminated in the second round, or they make it to the championship or whatever, right? So, again, you guys let me know your thoughts. Who do you guys think would be a good candidate for an offensive coordinator? Hit up that chat, light up that chat. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it, as always. Really quick, let me see here. Let's see. We don't need all the picks. I've seen teams do way more with less. Okay, so I think he's talking to Camilla. I know really quick, bringing up a free agency. I know what free agency is. I watch other channels. They're talking about moving up and giving away our draft picks. We need them all picks. Okay, this is the thing with these draft picks. I mean, nothing is ever guaranteed. You never know if these guys are going to pan out or not. These guys can always bust, right? Um, with that being said, we can take smart, calculated risks to go ahead and get high value players. These are more calculated risk on players that most likely will be able to go ahead and flourish in the NFL. Obviously, there's still more to it. You still have to go ahead and nurture these guys like watering a fucking plant. You got to take care of them. You got to make sure you give them all the support they need and set them up for success. So if not, they're just going to flop and they're going to bust, right? So, but if your intention is to get a quarterback, no, yours is not. But most likely that is the direction of the Raiders and the Raiders front office. That's something they're going to have to do. They're going to have to go ahead and give up a draft pick. Mind you, guys, we do have an extra third round pick from that Devontae trade that we're going to go ahead and have. That's something we didn't start out the season with. That's something you can always go ahead and give away. So just there's different options you can go ahead and do these things. Obviously, you can always just do the best player available. You got Jackson Dart, who most likely is going to be a second round draft pick. His stock just rose from that Duke game. You have Dylan Gabriel still an option. You got a couple of other guys as well, but out of this draft class, it's not a whole lot. There's rumblings that maybe Drew Allar puts out his declaration on the draft. We don't know yet. Just a little rumor out there. That's the rumor that the guy from Penn State, that he might be possibly heading into the draft. Don't know. He has to go ahead and declare. So we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, if he declares, he's going to be a hot commodity as well. So we'll see what happens. But again, let me know you guys' thoughts on the offensive coordinator. But the other real question here, guys, obviously, like I said earlier, Patrick Graham did not resign his extension. He is now a free agent, so he's allowed to go ahead and go out and interview for other jobs, for other defensive coordinator positions, or even head coaching positions. I think he's already done a couple. So there's no guarantee that he's going to be coming back to the Raiders this next season. And that's kind of how it's looking. So with that being said, if he decides to go ahead and part ways, who do we bring in as a defensive coordinator? You guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Hit up that chat, light it up. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. As always, there is some names that I'm going to go ahead and mention to you guys. First off, I think probably the top candidate that would be a potential defensive coordinator, a fit for the Raiders, would be Robert Saleh. So he was with the Jets. He is a defensive minded coach, obviously, and he did good things over there at one point, but obviously that didn't work out. He was with the Niners. You saw what they did, and I think he would probably be a good fit to come on board as defensive coordinator with the Raiders. Another option, and this is actually taking steam, is to possibly promote Robbie Leonard, lineman coach, up to DC, and that might be another potential good fit for the Raiders. Having all these guys already know him, having that familiarity with somebody on their side of the ball who's been working with them literally this whole past season, right? And also too, that would allow him to go ahead and be able to run something kind of similar to what they already have. You have AP making more decisions defensively and be able to go ahead and give more direction on defensively. Obviously, we know his strong suit is defensively. It's not offense. He doesn't call the offensive plays at all. But defensively, he probably would have more involvement. I know with Patrick Graham, they already had that divvied up. But while Robbie Leonard stepping up, that would kind of probably make it a better fit for them. And then obviously you guys already know Max already loves this guy, so that might be an option as well. Anthony Weber from the Dolphins is going to be available. That might be another option as well. I know the name Brian Flores has been thrown around. Could be an option, but I don't see that happening. He most likely probably will try to go and get a head coaching position in this offseason. So I think the Panthers have been thrown out there for him. So I don't know if he would come to Vegas, but again, these are potential candidates for defensive coordinator. Obviously, you can always go out and try to get somebody for the collegiate level, but that's kind of a little bit of a gamble. Having somebody from that collegiate level, obviously they got to be proven for them to go ahead and even get that consideration. But really quick, again, let me go ahead and go to the chat. Appreciate you guys for watching, being on. Again, let me know your guys' thoughts on offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, your thoughts on the AP staying, or you think you should get fired. Let me know. Really quick, Pigs. Tom Telesco seems like he has a lot of input from coaches and scouts when drafting. Yeah, he's very calculated on his drafts, on his picks. That's why you saw that's why you saw Tom get that best player available in Brock Bowers. Then you saw JPJ. Then you saw Glaze. Those three guys hit, right? We still don't know from the other guys that were picked. We're still seeing what that produces from there, obviously, right? Robert would be a nice guy, may get another HC opportunity, maybe. Obviously, he's going to go back into the coaching pool and see what he can do, but he would be a nice addition to the Raiders if he came on board. G-Code, Graham was good for us. They took a step back this year, either a young defensive coordinator or a linebacker coach from a deeper playoff team. Yes, that could be good. Again, that might be a possibility where, again, we can go ahead and do the same tactic we do for the offensive coordinator and pick them from a playoff team or at the collegiate level from a collegiate playoff team and go ahead and try our chances there to try to get a good person. Obviously, whoever we just had to go ahead and bring in offensive or defensively is going to be crucial, right? Putting a team together, especially for the future, you want to make sure you're very careful. We fucked up this past year with Getsy, and Getsy was just a Band-Aid. He was a bad Band-Aid at that. We wanted Kingsbury. I think we wanted somebody else. I forgot who that was in that Kubiak was in that consideration. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out. But now that we have more at stake, now that we know kind of a little bit the direction that they're going to go in the draft, as far as, this is something that we've been talking about for months, right? About getting a quarterback. I think we all know it. AOC 12 is not going to be the one. He's not going to be the long-term solution. He's not going to be the guy who's going to take us deep into the playoffs. He's not going to be the guy. Unfortunately, sorry to say. He's going to be that bridge quarterback that you can go ahead and build your rookie draft quarterback from there. That's how AOC 12 is going to go ahead and play out. But he's never going to be that long-term solution guy. Sorry to say. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. My guy, Jim, salute to you. I appreciate you for being on the on the stream, brother. Thank you for watching with the Raiders. And again, if you guys are watching for the first time, salute, welcome, appreciate you. Do me a favor, make sure you guys go ahead and check in, hit that subscribe button, tap in. Make sure you guys go ahead and support the show and keep the lights on. That way I can go ahead and keep bringing you guys great Raider content. Because obviously, not going away this offseason. We still have lots to talk about. This is just one piece of many questions that we still need to have answered moving forward in the 2025 offseason. Obviously, we still got free agency. I talked about that yesterday. Make sure you guys check the other videos out. I talked about that on yesterday's post-game reaction show. Talked about that on the Saturday morning show. I hit that up. And about who do we decide to go ahead and keep? Who do we decide to go ahead and move on from? Right? And AP said that today. He said that we need to go ahead and reevaluate. There's going to be some guys we're going to make decisions on as far as dollars and cents, and there's some other guys that we go ahead and part ways from. Right? So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to stay and who's going to go on the player level. As far as on the coaches level, most likely our current interim offensive coordinator is most likely going to go. Our defensive coordinator looks like he has his eyes set on a head coaching job in the future for him. So we don't know if he's going to be with the Raiders in 25. Most likely will not. But I hope he is. I definitely do not mind to go ahead and keep PG on for a few more years. But hey, if we can go out and get an upgrade and get a Robert Saleh or somebody else, definitely don't mind. Definitely not hitting on that. So obviously, but 100%. But G code O'Connell is good, but slow in the pocket. We need to bring up two QBs like Jackson Dart in the second round, or third one like McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona, if we can't trade up. Facts. Jackson Dart had a great game against Duke, literally fucking throwing darts out there. T-Mac is probably going to be another sought-out wide receiver. Being at 6, and if we decide not to trade up, he should be a good option if he's available. Trey Harris from Ole Miss is going to be another one. I like Jaden Higgins as well from Iowa. So you got 3 possible candidates for wide receiver that you can go ahead and grab in that first round. These guys are over 6 feet tall. At least that's what they declare. So at least we know, because usually you embellish yourself a little bit when you're putting up your stats, right? So at least we know these guys are at least minimum 6 feet tall, which is what we need. Because we don't currently, Jacoby Myers is the only one 6 feet tall out of our receiver core, actual receiver core, that is not named Brock Bowers, right? Brock Bowers is a tight end, so he doesn't count. But you got Trey Tucker's, I think, is like 5'10". Turner was like 5'10", 5'9", something like that. So everybody's well under 6 feet. So definitely need some height. We need an actual wide receiver 1. Jacoby's a wide receiver 2. Even though he hit his 1,000 yards yesterday, still the position where he really flourishes is in that wide receiver 2 spot. We know he can do wide receiver 1, but that's not really where his spot is. So definitely need a big wide receiver as well. Pick says McMillan is my preference at 6, or Johnson. Yeah, Johnson is good too. If you want to go ahead and get a defensive player, I'm definitely down with that. I like Higgins. I just don't want to overpay. 100%. I don't want to overpay either. I know we talked about Godwin being available. I just looked at the free agency earlier today, and there was a couple candidates that were possibly available coming up in 2025. Let me go ahead and kind of take a look, and I can go over this with you guys. So Stephon Diggs is going to be available, but he's up there in age. Keenan Allen up there in age. Mari Cooper is going to be a free agent as well at the end of the season. So you never know. There might be a reconnection, reunification with the Raiders. Obviously, we said Chris Godwin. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be available. So you got a couple other guys, Demaris Robinson from the Rams. He's going to be a free agent as well. So Matt Collins, I like Matt Collins when he was here with the Raiders, and he was pretty solid. So if they get him back in a sweet deal, I definitely wouldn't hate on that. So there's some options there. There's some options. Salute to my guy Rafa. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you watching. But yeah, you got some free agents there. Obviously, T. Higgins is going to be that highly sought after wide receiver. He's going to be expensive. He comes with the price tag. Most likely, he's going to start from $30 million and up. So I don't know if we go ahead and spend that money on that type of caliber, and we don't have that quarterback situation figured out 100%. That might be something we kind of wait on until we figure that out, whether we're going to go ahead and get our guy from the draft, or we go out and get it in free agency. Obviously, free agency is going to be a different story. There's a couple guys that are going to be available in free agency. I know I had talked about Sam Darnold the other day. Most likely with that, it's going to be a bidding war, and Minnesota is going to be heavily favored to win that bidding war, right? Because he's already had familiarity with that team, knows the system. You're going to most likely stay somewhere that you're already familiar with. You're not really going to go want to try yourself out there outside. But obviously, money talks, and hey, if you're getting paid a whole fuck ton of money, why not, right? Zach Wilson is going to be available. I don't know about him. Trey Lance, not for a franchise quarterback. I did like him. He would be good backup. I wouldn't mind trying him at backup, but not for the future. Obviously, the big name is going to be Justin Fields, right? Now that Getsy is gone, he's going to be that connection might be an actual possibility. Once Getsy was announced as offensive coordinator last year, that flew out the window. I knew at that moment Fields ain't coming. They have too much bad blood, too much bullshit between them. And obviously, he went to the Steelers, right? So having that might be a trade. That might be somebody that we can go ahead and get in free agency will be Justin Fields. Other than that, I mean, you don't have that much to go ahead and pick from. Really, Mariota, which we've had. I mean, he does fairly well. Don't know if he's going to be like a starting quarterback. Obviously, Dalton, we see what we can do. He's very streaky. Flacco's the same thing. He's up there. He's 40 years old, so he will be a good backup, but not your starter. So, really, if you go out and try to, if you want a quarterback, it's going to be from that draft. You have to go ahead and get your guy through that draft. You can pair him up with the vet, but it's going to be for a one or two season type thing. It's not going to be a long-term solution. And what we need is we need to go ahead and stop band-aiding all these, bringing all these players as a band-aid to go ahead and try to get a winning season together. If we're going to go ahead and commit, we're going to commit to the future. That is to go ahead and draft a quarterback and then plant that for the future. So obviously we'll see what happens, but those are some options at quarterback in free agency. But again, you guys let me know your thoughts on this. Who do you think we go out and get for free agency. Really quick, G code. Godwin coming off an injury, I would kick the tires on him. Different. We need a wide receiver one. Yeah, he does come with some injury, but not a high price tag. So and he's a solid player. So that might be an option, obviously. What scares me about AP Getsy was terrible for our season. I don't trust AP hiring a capable OC. This is the thing, G Code. He didn't make that hire. That was literally Telesco. He wanted Kingsbury. He wanted Kubiak. Those are the guys he was looking at. And obviously because with Kingsbury, we couldn't guarantee the contract. He wanted a 3-year. I think the offer was 2. Wanted us to go ahead and make sure we can guarantee a high draft pick and a quarterback with Jaden Daniels. That was AP's guy, as you know. Couldn't guarantee that at 13. So he walked, right? Then you got Kubiak. Kubiak got snatched up by New Orleans. So it was basically best coach available at that point, which at that point in time was slim pickings. So Getsy wasn't really his guy to begin with. You kind of saw that during the season. They weren't on the same page. Getsy, look, lost more times than not, right? But who knows, but at least from what I know, that wasn't his guy to begin with. That wasn't his pick. So we'll see. Salute to Sholo, man. Appreciate you for watching, brother. I'd like to add 2 more solid pass rushers just in case we go through another year of injury. Drop off isn't near as low as it was in this year. Can't have enough pass rushers. Agree 100%. Definitely need to go ahead and get some more depth in that defense. Pass rushers, cornerbacks, linebackers. So creating good depth, obviously, would be definitely a good thing because you never know. And then same thing, if whatever guys you don't get in your draft, you can always go out and get in free agency. Those guys are a little bit more easier to acquire in that free agency. As you saw, we got Chase on. Chase on was the guy that we picked up late and October. Once Wilkins got injured, we picked him up. He's been fucking phenomenal. Now we're gonna end up keeping the guy, right? So now we're gonna end up seeing him most likely through 2025 for sure next year, and not the next couple of years, right? He won that job. That's how sometimes shit goes. So something could happen. Guy might go down, might be out for the season. Another guy steps up, fighting for a job, plays his ass off, does really, really good, stays on. You find that diamond in the rough that works with you. We did that with Spillane. And he wasn't doing all that great with the Steelers and the team before that, and then he came over to the Raiders, balled out. Now he's a fucking leader in our team. And that's definitely a guy that we re-sign in this offseason. One of the orders of business that we should definitely go ahead and take care of is make sure that we re-sign Robert Spillane. Love that guy. And I hope to go ahead and continue seeing him as a Raider in 2025, along with Max. I hope that gets restructured or extended, so that way we continue seeing Max, and we put that team together for sure. So, CT, appreciate you for being on. Yo, we need to get rid of Deuce Gruden, Buff Leprechaun's ass. Facts, bro. Facts. Again, if you guys are watching, appreciate you guys are watching. If you're new to the show, make sure you guys check in, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications. I'll be doing shows at random like this. Black Monday edition. I do shows twice a week. So make sure you guys tap into that. I do the Raider Connection every damn Wednesday at 7 p.m. with my guy, Cheeto Linus, LB Raider 10. Jeff, New England _Raider Booster, And then I also do my Monday morning show, Good Morning Raiders, breaking that down every damn Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Rise and shine for you guys' asses. And we're talking Raiders football, baby. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys turn on those notifications. And as always, for my ride or dies that you guys are watching, make sure you guys hit the like button for sure, 100%. But yeah, again, you guys let me know your final thoughts on basically what this offseason is going to look like, what the Raiders' future is going to look like in 2025. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. This is also a platform for you guys. That way, you guys go ahead and share your thoughts, and we can go ahead and discuss this as a nation and see what we can come up. Because you never know, there might be some good ideas that are being thrown around. That's some ideas. That's how I get them. And we research it and we make educated decisions, right? So, you guys let me know your thoughts. Definitely would love to hear from you guys for sure, 100%. G Code Telesco always has a good track record in drafting, but I'm still iffy on him being the next Charger GM. I love Brock, but Telesco better grow a pair. Facts. But this is the thing. Dude's getting fucking paid. You know, his real fucking loyalty should be to the almighty dollar and the fucking employer who's giving him that almighty dollar. And his ass should know what he needs to do, and that is put a winning football team together for us. He started building some of those building blocks with the draft, but on the other side of that, getting Getsy, and getting Minshew, that is something that I definitely do not agree with. That was a terrible, terrible move. That was definitely Band-Aid, whatever way you look at it. That was definitely a bad move. I think AP had no choice but say, well, fuck it. I need a coordinator. Who the fuck else I'm going to go out and have call plays? Didn't get my quarterback that I wanted. We failed to move up the draft or any quarterback whatsoever. So now I'm having to go ahead and get your draft pick or get your free agent signing and make the best of it. Obviously, he wanted AOC. I mean, if he would have started the season, how many more wins would we realistically would have gotten? I don't know. Probably not how much more? Maybe 3. So we would have been what, 7-10? I don't know. To me, AOC is not the one. You still got to go out and get a quarterback. So it's kind of a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. You're fucked either way. Any way you look at it. So you're just trying to make the best with what you got at that point. So, but again, you guys let me know your thoughts on AP and this season and moving forward. Salute to Where's the Flag. Appreciate you for watching, brother. Abdul Carter, trade up. A couple of y'all gotta throw in Tyree. To trade up for Abdul Carter, I don't see that. I think he's gonna be available at 6. If we don't do anything and we just stay put at 6, Abdul Carter most likely is gonna be available. I don't know if any other team is gonna go defensive 1 through 5. I don't know. But I don't think you trade up for him. G Code, we need our franchise QB. That's mine. We haven't drafted a QB in round 1 since Jamarcus Russell was a bump. Facts, agree. Obviously, different GM, different time. Fucking Raiders scouts at that time sucked ass. We saw there's a difference in the scouting this year. It's rare, y'all, for your top 3 picks to hit, to work out. It's something where it's highly unlikely, right? Usually you would get maybe 2, 1, but you having all 3 literally work out. I mean, it's that goes to say that That information that was getting to Telesco, aside from what he's doing on his own, is working. I mean, not a fan of his, but this guy can fucking draft. That's for sure. That's what he's good at. I think that I know there's a lot of trauma still left over from the days of Jamarcus Russell. Trust me, I feel you. I was right there. I'm right there with you. I was a part of that. Thank God I never bought a fucking jersey, but nonetheless, I know that still left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, right? But gotta move on, gotta let go, you gotta roll the dice, you gotta take another chance. Um, you know, having it be such a smaller draft class this year, um, that pick has to be more importantly correct at number 6, right? If you're trading up to get your quarterback, then you got to make sure that you know you do your due diligence, right? Um, I don't know, like I said before in my previous show the other days, um, I think Shadur's stock has fallen. He most likely won't go number 1. Still could, but I doubt it. It's probably going to be Cam. That goes number 1, right? I'm not saying that he's going to be out of the first round. Definitely not. He's definitely going to go first round. He's just not going to go number 1. So obviously, if he's still there at 3 and we're not there at 2, New York is going to grab him, and that's all she wrote. And then we're going to have to go ahead and settle for a second round quarterback, which is okay. There, there's still good possibilities in that second round. You can go ahead and try to make sure you grab your quarterback at 6 if you wanted to, if you just want to play it safe, because we know what Atlanta did to us last year. But with the teams kind of already gotten the majority of their quarterbacks last draft class, we don't really see that happening too much. I know that Cleveland could possibly try to get a quarterback with the whole Watson thing. Um, I don't know. I don't really see that happening, but stranger shit has happened, obviously, but that's still a possibility nonetheless. So you can go about it different ways, but obviously you're gonna have to settle for most likely a second round quarterback if you don't get your guy, if you don't trade up to get your guys, right? So salute to Mosa Raider. What do you think the main need is for this team going into the offseason? I'd say we must find a quarterback in the draft. Murrow, Ewers, Dart, Howard, Beck, Riley Leonard. I don't care. They'll all be an upgrade. Definitely need a quarterback. Been saying that for almost a whole season now, right? We need a quarterback. No two ways about it. AOC 12 is not going to be your guy. He's not going to be your long term solution. He's not going to be the guy who takes you into the playoffs, or make even a deep playoff run, or take it to the Super Bowl in general, because that's ultimate goal. That's where you want to be. You want to go ahead and win a Super Bowl, right? Aiden O'Connell's not that guy. He's never going to be that guy. It's going to take him a long time for him to get to that point. By then, he's going to be a Joe Flacco, right? 40 years old. Then you're finally starting to see that all coming together, right? But we don't have that time. We're not going to wait. We're not going to have another 10 bad seasons. We're not going to go through that. So we're going to have to go out and get a guy. Obviously, if you're going to go for Cam Shador, you got to trade up to do that. You got to go for that number 2 spot. If not, then you go for a Dart. I don't know about Murrow. Howard could be a possibility. Beck. I like the guy from Indiana. That was another possibility. Ewers could be a possibility as well. Howard possibly, right? Obviously, I was saying earlier that there might be a possibility rumor that Drew Allar might declare. We still don't know, but there's little rumblings that he might do that. Obviously, we'll see in the next few weeks. If that happens, that will change the game, and we're gonna have a new talk. there might be an option for the Raiders at 6 if that does happen. So we might not ever need to trade up to get this guy, or we might not need to trade up to get one of 3 top quarterbacks. If he does that, he's probably gonna go first round, most likely. A lot of people like him. He is gaining steam, so we'll see what happens. But yep, I think that is it, guys. It's getting pretty late here, but I wanted to go ahead and jump on and talk about the whole AP situation. Most likely, he will be staying on for the 2025 season. Doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere, especially after this presser today. Everything seemed, and the whole conversation was that he was going to be a part of the planning for this offseason for the coaching staff and for the players as well. So that's what it looks like. That's going to go ahead and kind of head in that direction. Obviously, you never know. Something could happen in the next couple of weeks, but stranger things have happened. But yeah, that is it. Again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, if you are new to the show, make sure you guys check in and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. I'll be dropping shows at least 2 to 3 times a week. So make sure you guys tap into that. Also, I'll be dropping shorts and they're funny. And then also we got, news shorts as well. So make sure you guys are tapping into that 100%. Make sure you guys tune in for that Wednesday show, the Raider Connection with Cheeto Linus, Jeff New England Booster, and LB Raider 10. And we're doing that on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. But again, I appreciate you y'all. Appreciate the nation. Salute to y'all. And you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Peace.